Hello, everybody. My name's Karena, and for my career talk, I'm going to be talking about one of my fields of interest, which is becoming a stylist. And since I was very young, I was very into like fashion design and like fashion. Like whenever I would see the Grammys, red carpet, or the AMAs, I would always look at the clothes and what they were wearing and who the artist was wearing. So, yeah. So, what is a stylist? What does it take to become a stylist? And what are like the working conditions? So, in the world of fashion, the responsibility of the stylist is to make sure that his or her clients look appealing to the eyes and to make sure that they have the right aesthetic that fits with whatever event that they're going to. Stylists can style many different types of people, not only in the fashion industry, but also all the way to the movie industry, where let's say if a director were to make a film about the Wild West, then they would have to style the actor or the actress to make sure that they fit the aesthetic, to make sure that they fit in that time period. The work environment of a stylist is very fast paced and cutthroat when you're working in this type of environment. You would have to deal with many sorts of people in the creative field where you would have to agree on certain styles, certain aesthetics, what fits where, and all types of different stuff. Education. So, when it comes to becoming a stylist, you don't really need an education. However, having a degree in fashion design will be very helpful, since if you're educated in um, fashion, you are aware of what type of clothing that, like the different types of aesthetics, different types of clothing, and you'll get a basic knowledge of what the fashion industry is like, and how to establish yourself and how to build your own foundation when it comes to art. Also, merchandising is very helpful because it gets you an idea of um, how the business of the fashion world is like. One of the schools that you can look into for fashion design or anything fashion related would be the Miami International University of Art and Design in FIT, Fashion Institute of Technology in New York. The average cost before for MIU would probably be around 33,000 per year, and for FIT it would be 16,490 for out of state residents. To have a fashion degree, you would need about 4 years of you would need 4 years, and for an associate's degree in fashion design, it would be about 1 to 2 years, and I think for merchandising, it's like 4 years too. So working conditions. Like I mentioned before, the working conditions in the fashion industry is very rough, since it's not like one of those jobs that is in very high demand. You would need to know, you would need to have strong networking skills to really establish yourself a job, because you need to know the right people to style. And yeah, you you might work with certain clients that are difficult, and it might be very fast paced and tiring, so you really need a lot of energy to keep up with people, and you need to be fluent when it comes to cooperation. Skills and experience. So internships are a key to becoming a professional stylist. Like before, networking is very important, and before you network, you should probably intern so that you get an experience. You know what it's like to become a stylist. Uh, people that can know you and know your skills. Also, building portfolios are very important because if you're styled in things like fashion, hairstyle, makeup, people know what your skills are if you have a record of that. And also, research is very important when it comes to fashion because fashion trends are always changing, and it's definitely important for a stylist to keep up. So the salary for a stylist would be very low if you're just starting out, probably around like 25,000 a year. And if you're like if you're experienced enough in that field and you're really professional and you work with these big celebrities, you can make up to 100,000 a year and maybe like 150 to 200 per day, depending on who you're working with and how long you're working for. So yeah, that's my presentation.
Wonderful. I'm so happy, Karena, that you decided to share with us your career, long-term career goals and your interest in fashion careers and becoming a stylist. So please share with us a little bit about why you chose, I know you talked about it earlier, about what it is to become a stylist, but what are some of the reasons why you decided to go into this particular field of interest?
I decided to look into this field of interest because I'm like a very creative person. I like looking at different types. I mean, I'm a very creative person. And I like looking at different types of art, different types of careers, and I thought that this career path was like really interesting because this year I took fashion design and it really like opened my eyes to like the different possibilities and like different career fields that I could go into when it comes to fashion. And since I was young, I was very into fashion and like fashion design. Like I would sketch like my own clothes and try to sew, even though I'm not that good at it. And yeah.
That is awesome. You're getting a whole lot of great messages. So proud of you. Job well done messages in the chat room. So let's go ahead and ask one final question and then we can open it up for anyone who have a specific question. So do you have anyone in your family or any particular stylist whom you admire? And who would that be?
Um Stylist. No, there's not anybody in my family who's in like this type of field. But I guess my early inspiration of fashion would have to be my mom. Cause like she definitely knows how to dress herself. She like from a young age, she'd teach me like how to dress myself in a way, like even with clothes and like she knew how to dress herself even with like really cheap clothes, like you don't need clothes that are expensive to make yourself look good. You can make a rag look good if you could.
Yes, exactly. I totally agree with you on that one. So this is exciting. So let's see. Great job. Let's see who have a question that they would like to ask. We'll go ahead and open the floor for questions.
Do we raise our hand or?
Yeah, you can go ahead and just ask.
Oh, okay. If you had one celebrity to style, well, who would you style?
Oh, that's interesting.
And then it only had to be one celebrity, and then like that one celebrity just can make your whole career go like skyrocket. So, but you can only style that one celebrity.
Oh, that's interesting. I would say Rihanna because she's just like everything she wears just just looks good. Like she could wear a garbage can and she would look good in it. Like she would definitely be one of my fashion inspirations cuz just everything she wears is just so beautiful and she makes like again, she makes everything look good.
Okay, so it'll be Rihanna. All right, that's actually a good answer because Rihanna is good fashion expo. Because I'm also interested in a fashion career. So yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Do we have another question in the room?
Hi, I do have a question. You did a great job, by the way.
Oh, thank
Uh,
you.
my question is, in what ways does networking benefit all fashion professionals?
Networking. So when it comes to like pretty much every job, you need to know people and those people need to know you. So if you're like interning, right, you have to like establish like some sort of relationship with the person you're interning with, because if you don't have a proper relationship with people in this industry, then you might not get a job. Like if, for example, like if you're interning for somebody who's like a fashion designer or like a stylist and you guys work really well, then maybe he or she would recommend you to a client, and that could be like your first job and you could start from there.
Yes, I totally agree. And I agree with what you said for almost every single job, if not all of them. So thank you.
That was a very great question. In fact, we're going to have a discussion that's coming up. I think Rebecca may be on the line. We're working towards a conversation around networking, and I'm so glad that you did point that out, Taylor. So thank you for that. Any other questions? All righty, so we're going to get ready to close out. But again, congratulations on such a great presentation, Karena. And we look forward to hearing more about your career goals as you continue to grow. So on behalf of Leaders Recognizing Leaders, we'd like to thank you for your presentation today. And we certainly look forward to you growing in the field.